I got your top 10 reasons why Rick and Morty fell off. 8 seasons. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe.
You sound more like Cat Williams, dog. You sound like more like Cat Williams. Not Morty or none of that. Yo, but yeah, as an avid fan, I got your top 10 reasons why Rick and Morty fell off.
What they do?
8 seasons.
What they do?
Here we go. Without further ado, again, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, tap that notification bell so you can get more top 10s coming to your head top. Now, Rick and Morty, the first episode dated December 2nd, 2013. Again, I was a little late to the party, I must admit. Took a minute for me to catch on to the wave, right? The writers, Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon. Siobhan Thompson. Program creators, Justin Roiland, Dan Harmon. Again, it's at a number of 8 seasons. 81 episodes. After the plot, after have been missing for nearly 20 years, Rick Sanchez suddenly arrives at daughter Beth's doorstep to move in with her and her family. Although Beth welcomes Rick into her home, her husband, Jerry, isn't as happy about the family reunion. Jerry is concerned about Rick, a sociopathic scientist using the garage as his personal laboratory. In the lab, Rick works on a number of sci-fi gadgets, some of which could be considered dangerous. But that's not all Rick does that concerns Jerry. He also goes on adventures across the universe that often involve his grandchildren, Morty and Summer. And again, a lot of parallels have been drawn to Back to the Future, where they get some of these dynamics as well, right? Now, Rick and Morty was created by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, with Harmon serving as the primary showrunner and writer, coming off his hit show Community, right? Again, I haven't really gotten a Community like that, but it's another popular show that he's done. While Roiland voiced the main characters and contributed heavily to writing and producing until his departure after season 6, the writing team expanded significantly, notably adding female writers like Jane Becker, Jessica Gao, Sarah Carbiner, and Erica Rose. Man, they got some hard names. All them in season 3. I don't like the new writers. I'm going to go in on them, though, to say. Alongside other key staff writers like Tom Kaufman, Eric Acosta, and Adam Colas, all contributing to the show's unique, complex narratives. All right. Now, Rick and Morty's critical acclaim is widely considered good because of its unique blend of high concept science fiction, dark humor, right, in-depth and surprising character development. It appeals to a broad audience by combining intellectual themes with lowbrow jokes, right? But not as low as like a Family Guy or something like that. Well, some of them do. They be getting away with a lot, right? But
What they do?
The premise of the super genius who can travel anywhere in infinite multiverse means the show has no creative boundaries and avoids traditional TV limitations, right? This results in highly original and unpredictable plot lines that constantly parody and pay homage to pop cultural and sci-fi tropes. Again, there's a balance of humor and emotion. The series excels at structured chaos that seamlessly merges absurd, crass humor like fart jokes, gross out moments, with moments of genuine tragedy, heartbreak, and emotional depth. The show doesn't shy away from uncomfortable subjects like depression, the fragility of the family unit, and existential crisis. Now, there's complex, flawed characters. Despite their outlandish adventures, the main characters feel real and layered. Rick is an abusive, self-destructive, alcoholic genius, but his vulnerability and underlying love for his family provides significant emotional resonance. Morty undergoes a profound character arc, evolving from a naive boy to a more jaded and capable individual. Now, the intelligent writing and philosophy The show tackles complex philosophical ideas such as moral relativism and the meaning of life without being pretentious, um, condescending to the audience. The writing is sharp, witty, and rewards multiple um, things like Easter eggs and references. Again, the creators frequently employ meta humor and break the fourth wall, directly addressing the audience and the nature of storytelling itself, which is a strong connection with the fan base. But I'm here today to say,
Stay off the weed.
and even Dad Harmon admits that it may not happen for long. This uptick. And so I got your top 10 reasons why Rick and Morty fell off. Okay. So at number 10, speaking of character arcs, are the character arcs maxed out? Did they max out all their badges? Right? After completing Rick's character arc, Rick and Morty has gone full circle. This happens season 7, episode 5, titled Unmortrickin. Rick and Morty's character arcs, especially Rick, center on his tragic backstory, losing his wife Diane to Rick Prime, driving his alcoholism and quest for control, while simultaneously revealing a deep-seated need for family, particularly Morty, whose own arc evolves from timid sidekick to more capable participant as he grapples with Rick's influence and multiversal chaos, culminating in his own journey towards independence from his grandfather's shadow. Right? So by the end of season 7, episode 5, Rick finally gets his revenge. Therefore, I think the plot suffers, right? Which goes into my number 9 reason. The loss of plot by season 8. Told the main story already by season 7, right? Season 8 to me was not automatically enjoyable like season 1. I had to give it multiple chances as a fan, but the casual person takes a while to like season 1. Even it's not like a Family Guy or Simpsons or Bob's Burgers per se, where it may be more automatically click with the pop cultural jokes. But yeah, the Evil Morty saga concluded as well. Yeah, Evil Morty returns in that same episode to help Rick C-137 hunt down Rick Prime, revealing his backstory and motivations outside the curve. So again, there's a lot of changes that happen, and we'll get into why those changes may have occurred during these later seasons, season 8, season 7, season 6, right? I even noticed that there's no more school element, right? Like Jessica, she's pretty much written off by season 5. No more school element by season 4. So they kind of took away his love interest in the earlier seasons, season 1, 2, 3, right? If you're not the casual fan, this is his love interest. Again, in Rick and Morty, the characters often skip school or have storylines that take them away from the classroom, particularly as the series progresses and Morty's adventures take priority. Again, there are key episodes where school is ignored or bypassed. So again, they introduce school a lot and then they just kind of just take it away. I guess you see that in a lot of shows or series, but then it's like, don't introduce us to a lot of these characters. And then you just kind of never see them again. So yeah, she's in the pilot episode. She's in season 3 or episode 2. Again, their kids are at school. With the Cronenberg episode, right? And that goes into number 7. The Cronenberg, the wacky characters. It seems like there's no more wacky characters. Merchandisable characters, right? That's what people started the show, liking the show. I wasn't even into Mr. Meeseeks like that, but that's a lot of people's favorite character or episode, season 1, episode 5, the Mr. Meeseeks episode. And they made plush dolls and all that. And again, it seems like they went away from things like that. The randomness. Again, all the other wacky characters are in season 2, episode 4, called Total Recall, where alien parasites create beloved but fake family and friends like Uncle Steve, Mr. Poopy Butthole, Tinkles, Pencilvester, to infest the house, forcing the family to shoot anyone they have only positive memories of, to find the invaders. Again, this episode introduces many memorable, silly figures and is a fan favorite for its unique premise and dark humor. But again, even Bird Person gets wrote off by season 2, episode 10, and the Wedding Squanchers. So again, they just keep dwindling, cutting away at characters as the season progresses. And again, it feels like they're limiting the options of where to go at this point rather than increasing them. Even the hip hop cultural elements, I feel like less hip hop songs. Again, a lot of things that was attracted to the show is getting taken away. Like there's even season 4, episode 4, Claw and Hoarder, Special Victims Morty, where he gets that dragon and you hear that Future Mask Off song. There's the Feels Good is a real life song by Tony Tone that was featured in season 2, episode Look Who's Purging Now. I believe that's episode 5. Again, Rick and Morty's influence on hip hop is massive, with rappers frequently referencing the show in lyrics, like from Big Sean, Travis Scott, Logic, using his characters or viral videos. Kendrick Lamar's Swimming Pools mashup, featuring in its episodes Logic, Ice-T, co-creators embracing the genre as a core influence, blending hip-hop beats and bars into the show's fabric to create a deep cultural synergy. Even the one where they're trying to save the planet and they come up with the song with the president. But yeah, it just seems like there's less funny moments like that, less things that make your ears perk up. It's like, what? Why is this playing in a cartoon? So yeah, that so far. We got the top 6, but as you already know, it's that time in the show for that top five reasons why I think Rick and Morty fell off. Top five. Just a little bit, right? And I got guest appearances. I got the lack of guests since season 5. Again, Rick and Morty features numerous famous guest stars across its seasons, including Keith David as the president, as well as Reverse Giraffe, Christina Hendricks as Unity, Susan Sarandon as Dr. Wong, Danny Trejo as Jaguar, Gillian Jacobs as Supernova, and a long list of people. Again, Logic, Joel McHale, Tony Hale, Sam Neill, with many appearing in key roles, often as alien species, different versions of characters playing themselves. Again, it's especially prominent in seasons 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then for some reason, 6, 7, 8, and on it doesn't seem as much. Again, that was another thing that drew people to the show when you're hearing John Oliver's voice or whatever. Those different voices, Key and Peele, and things like that stick out. And that goes to my number 4 reason, man. It's because again, you don't even see the president. He appears once in season 7, Keith David. And that's because of Dan Harmon, man. Born 1973, age 53 years old. From Milwaukee. Went to Glendale Community College. Net worth approximately $15 million. I feel like he should have stood 10 toes down and waited with Justin to see what happened, or maybe it was out of his hands. But Again, they were beefing even before the incidents with Justin. Again, he's trying to bring in new writers, and to me, it shows. And that's one of the things they were beefing over. Again, he thinks that if the shows fall off, it wouldn't be for these reasons. Again, a little delusional. Again, it's a hit cartoon, pop culture phenomenon, and you want to go ahead and make changes in the middle of its height of its success. Again, now, Daniel James Harmon is an American television writer, producer, animator, and actor. He is best known as a creator and producer of the NBC sitcom Community, creator and the host of the comedy podcast. Now, Dan was fired as well. Again, it's not talked about, but he was fired for season 4 and rehired for season 5 of that network show Community due to network clashes and behavior issues. Again, he later apologized for and a contract dispute alongside a public fallout with Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland after Roland's legal troubles and toxic workplace accusations surfaced, leaving Harmon frustrated and heartbroken over the show's future. So again, similarly enough, again, Dan Harmon was in something similar just like Justin. Somehow he got his job back and Justin didn't. Now let's see here. Now it says Harmon publicly apologized to former Community writer Megan Gaines for treating her poorly, a situation he later described as a masterclass in how to apologize after acknowledging his actions, a significant moment in his career. Now again, after Roland faced serious domestic violence charges, the case later dismissed, and other workplace misconduct allegations, Adult Swim cut ties with him, and Harmon expressed shame and heartbreak, revealing he hadn't spoken to Roland since and after a text confrontation, and that he was frustrated about the situation. Again, Harmon continues his work on Rick and Morty, though without Roland, prominent, sometimes controversial figure in TV, he's still dealing with the legacy of his past. Now these new writers. All right. Following Justin Roiland's departure, Rick and Morty brought in new voices, Ian Cardoni and Harry Belden, and integrated a larger writing team with Dan Harmon overseeing a new era focused on reinvigorated, fresh perspectives, allowing for more collaborative storytelling and a return to classic episode structures, with Harmon emphasizing new voices and fresh creative energy as the show moves forward into later seasons. Now, they actually did do a okay job bringing in the new voices. They do sound similar, but that's not the issue. All right, the issue is the talent of what you're trying to replace. It's one of those situations where it's almost, the talent's so good it's hard to replace that. Like, yes, they got the voice down, and we'll get into later why, right? Now, these new writers from Community are like by season 4. All right. Now, some of this writing, like by season 8, episode 4, gets questionable. The Last Temptation of Jerry. It's very weirdly paced. It relies heavily on gross out and sex humor. Again, there's a couple jokes that are kind of funny. Now, this is an Easter-themed episode that's just another action-packed romp with no real sense of stakes. Missing with the humor or insightful social commentary. Again, the episode also uses the Easter theme for wild clone-filled adventures, satirizing holiday specials and blind faith systems, while subtly embedding critiques of corporate control within its chaotic sci-fi narrative. Again, these shows like Family Guy, South Park, Rick and Morty, seems like it's always funny, or they can always throw in a joke about Christians or Jesus Christ or the holidays or this, that, and the other, but they don't really want to touch anything else. and they always get the pass and okay to, but I digress. Yeah, this episode is one of those, again, weirdly, even for them, just weirdly tasteful. And I'll leave it at that, right? Again, there's some feedback where others agree that this season has been quite action heavy, which is fine. Animation is great as well, I'd agree, but it does feel like it's missing something, right? Is it the laughs, the jokes? Has the writing changed? Which it has, right? It just feels like an ingredient's missing, or two away from having something great at most. Again, I don't think any of the episodes have been over 7.5, which again has been absolutely fine. Again, it feels less Rick and Morty and more Futurama, Lower Decks. It's more scripted humor. The show had a great script before, but also a lot of comedy happened on the voice booths as improv. The latter is what's missing. In some ways, the show feels tighter, but I think the chaotic feeling, the off-the-wall comments, the genuine stutters, right, added something to the show that the new voice cast may need to be comfortable recreating. What? And again, it's hard to recreate that, which goes to my point, right? Number 2, the new voice actors. Again, Rick and Morty debuted new voice actors for its titular characters in season 7, with Ian Cardone taking over as Rick Sanchez and Harry Belden voicing Morty Smith, replacing original voice actor and co-creator Justin Roiland, who was fired due to allegations. The new actors were revealed in the credits of the season 7 premiere, following a long search for sound-alikes to maintain the show's continuity. Though fan reactions to the change are mixed, with some noticing the difference in the improvisational tone.
I am having a very bad day.
Yeah, you can definitely notice a change in Morty's voice. Rick's is kind of closer.
If you don't like the show anymore, don't blame the new voices. And that's coming straight from creator Dan Harmon. For those unfamiliar, series co-creator and former voice star Justin Roiland was sent to an early retirement by Adult Swim after a public unraveling following the filing of domestic abuse charges against him in 2020. Last year, Ian Cardone and Harry Belden emerged victorious in the most competitive star search in recent voice acting history, and the majority of the Rick and Morty fan base has since embraced their performances as Rick and Morty respectively, largely thanks to their first season on the job proving to be a triumphant return to form for the series.
Man, it's only 8 seasons though. So yeah, my boy fired, bro. Justin Roiland was fired for Rick and Morty by Adult Swim in early 2023 due to serious allegations, including domestic abuse, grooming, and inappropriate workplace conduct, leading to him being replaced as co-creator, writer, and voice actor for Rick and Morty, with new actors stepping in for season 7, though the show continues under Dan Harmon. All right. Cut ties with him in January 2023, just before season 7 aired.
I watched the whole game. I seen the whole game. I was at home watching the game. Before the game even started, when I said he was...
Biggest takeaway is that Dan Harmon revealed that he and Justin Roiland haven't talked since 2019, and their last conversation was done through text that made Dan cry. Justin said he was unhappy among other things, and the conversation turned confrontational. That's when they had the falling out, and they haven't talked since. It's been widely reported that Justin stopped coming into the office around season 3, and in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Dan Harmon revealed that part of it was because Justin was unhappy that Dan brought in his own writers from Community because it made it feel like Dan was taking away the show from Justin. Dan said, quote, "If I had felt I was imposing something, I would have never done it. If anything, what I wanted was for Justin and I both to be able to be increasingly lazy and not show up for work. That was the dream." The new season drops October 15th and will feature 2 new young unknown voice actors for Rick.
I watched the whole game.
So yeah, method acting. No more method acting. Yeah, method acting is a performance technique where actors use personal experiences and emotions to deeply identify with and understand their characters, aiming for authentic, lived-in performances rather than just imitation. Stemming from Konstantin Stanislavski's system and popularized in America by Lee Strasberg and Stella Adler. involving exercises and relaxation, sense memory, and deep psychological exploration, exemplified by actors like Daniel Day-Lewis and Robert De Niro, though it's often misunderstood and debated, with criticisms focusing on potential actor-driven extremes. All right. I think my boy Keith Ledger was in method acting too. You know what I'm saying? Think Joker. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think.
Dan wanted me
like
to get
you're
drunk
involved.
to
That's
do
why
the
it's hard
drunk
to
Rick line.
replace it.
All right, Dan wanted me to get drunk to do the drunk Rick line.
Actually drinking. Actually getting drunk to do the script.
Yeah, you know, it
So
gets
if they
less
not
painful the
drinking and
drunker
not
you are.
getting lit like
Oh,
my
wait.
boy, we
I'm
already
super
not.
drunk. I'm about
You
to
already
record.
not
Will you
there.
text me
You
back and
already
let me
not
know
Rick.
if I sound drunk to you? Do I sound drunk right now? Text me back. Talk to you soon.
This could be where I puke. If you guys are watching this, you're the Vindicators, and I was. Where was I?
Oh shit, the alcohol is cutting through my ability to fucking act.
It doesn't have to be on script. It's fine.
Okay. I don't know, World Ender.
Doesn't have to be in the script.
So yeah, the charges, right? The felony domestic violence charges filed in 2020, which included domestic battery with corporal injury and false imprisonment against the Rick and Morty co-creator, leading to his firing from Adult Swim, but the charges were dismissed in March 2023 due to insufficient evidence, though other accusations of sexual misconduct against him also surfaced. So again, in January 2020, Roiland was charged in Orange County, California, with one felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury and one felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit related to an incident with a former girlfriend. And again, this was during COVID. Everybody locked up. Everybody acting a little crazy. The couples weren't making it. Nobody knows what's going on. I ain't creating no excuses. I won't dare. I don't know. But it's dismissed. It's dropped. The legal outcome, right? The charges are dismissed, saying that there was insufficient evidence to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. So reasonably, he should get his jobs back. Despite the charges being dropped, Roiland was fired from Rick and Morty and other projects like Solar Opposites around January 2023, with new actors brought in to replace him. Now, there are other allegations around the time of the court case. Other women accused Roiland of sexual misconduct and predatory behavior, including instances involving fans while they were minors. I don't know about all that A minor stuff. But the charges were dropped. Roiland posted on social media stating he was shaken by the horrible lies and that he always knew they were the claims. But yeah, leave your thoughts below in the comments. To me, these are my top reasons. 10 reasons why Rick and Morty show fell off. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? The show's still fine. Is everything still cool with the show? Let me know your thoughts. Or did they get it right? Did everybody do right? Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, stay tuned for more content.